From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. NPR is reporting that in the first days of March, a team of advisors from President Trump's new Department of Government Efficiency initiative arrived at the Southeast Washington, D.C. headquarters of the National Labor Relations Board. The small, independent federal agency investigates and adjudicates complaints about unfair labor practices. It stores reams of potentially sensitive data, from confidential information about employees who want to form unions to proprietary business information. The Doge employees, who are effectively led by White House advisor and billionaire tech CEO Elon Musk, appear to have their sights set on accessing the NLRB's internal systems. They've said their unit's overall mission is to review agency data for compliance with the new administration's policies and to cut costs and maximize efficiency. But according to an official whistleblower disclosure shared with Congress and other federal overseers that was obtained by NPR, subsequent interviews with the whistleblower and records of internal communications, technical staff members were alarmed about what Doge engineers did when they were granted access, particularly when those staffers noticed a spike in data leaving the agency. It's possible that the data included sensitive information on unions, ongoing legal cases, and corporate secrets. Data that four labor law experts told NPR should almost never leave the NLRB, and that has nothing to do with making the government more efficient or cutting spending. Meanwhile, according to the disclosure and records of internal communications, members of the Doge team asked that their activities not be logged on the system and then appeared to try to cover their tracks behind them, turning off monitoring tools and manually deleting records of their access. Evasive behavior that several cybersecurity experts interviewed by NPR compared to what criminal or state-sponsored hackers might do. The employees grew concerned that the NLRB's confidential data could be exposed, particularly after they started detecting suspicious login attempts from an IP address in Russia, according to the disclosure. Eventually, the disclosure continued. The IT department launched a formal review of what it deemed a serious ongoing security breach or potentially illegal removal of personally identifiable information. The whistleblower believes that the suspicious activity warrants further investigation by agencies with more resources like the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or the FBI. In other news, President Donald Trump hinted that he might temporarily relieve the auto industry from permanent tariffs he previously imposed on the business. The president didn't specify how long the potential pause would be or what it would entail, but the auto sector is awaiting how rules might change on 25% tariffs based on U.S. parts if duties remain on assembled vehicles. Experts have said short pauses aren't likely to give car makers enough of an opportunity to adjust their vast global supply chains, though parts exemptions would certainly bolster the industry amid Trump's trade war whiplash. Trump told reporters Monday that automakers need a little bit of time because they're going to make them here, but they need a little bit of time. So I'm talking about things like that, referring to relocating production from Canada, Mexico, and elsewhere. The news drove global auto stocks up on Tuesday. Matt Blunt, president of the American Automotive Policy Council, which represents domestic auto companies Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis, said in a statement, there is increasing awareness that broad tariffs on parts could undermine our shared goal of building a thriving and growing American auto industry, and that many of these supply chain transitions will take time. And we close today's news on a sad note. Wink Martindale, the genial host of such hit game shows as Gambit and Tic-Tac-Dough, who also did one of the first recorded television interviews with a young Elvis Presley, has died. He was 91. Martindale died Tuesday at Eisenhower Health in Rancho Mirage, California, according to his publicist, Brian Mays. Martindale had been battling lymphoma for a year. He was doing pretty well up until a couple of weeks ago, Mays said by phone from Nashville. Gambit debuted on the same day in September 1972 as The Price is Right with Bob Barker and The Joker's Wild with Jack Barry. From the day it hit the air, Gambit spelled winner, and it taught me a basic tenet of any truly successful game show: KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Martindale wrote in his 2000 memoir, Winking at Life. Like playing old maids as kids, everybody knows how to play 21, i.e. blackjack. That's the news at this hour. If you're watching our videos on YouTube, please subscribe to the PEP Radio channel. Now back to more music on PEP Radio.